scoot over a little bit.
Make it. Are we loving? We're so fakers on prep.
Yeah, you know I have no emotion right now.
We're just devoid, empty, hollow shells. What's up, YouTube people? We're back. We're doing our prep series. Currently 4.5-ish weeks out from the Chicago Pro. If you didn't catch our last video, I'm John Jewett. This is Renee Jewett, my wife. She's doing her wellness pro debut, and I'm doing my third show in the 212 division for the year.
You're so show greedy.
I know.
Gosh.
Just doing all the shows, get all the points, fucking points. All right, just want to win one.
I'm just trying to do one show.
Yeah, our timelines are getting crazy, but anyway, here we are, and it was a productive week for me. I've started coming back down a little bit in weight. We had our last fun cheat meal last weekend. I was up around 214. I've come down around 212, 211, so making good progress body fat wise. So just going to keep on that track. My last shows, I got down to almost 204. Which is really, really peeled, but I think a little bit depleted in top, so I want to come on to a little higher body weight this time, not let my weight come down as much. So just going to slowly bring it down now, nothing drastic change-wise to make. Renee, she hit a body weight low too.
Yes, I did.
But fatigue has been really high.
Very high. And sleep has been very poor.
And there was a few detriments in training performance over the few days, which is a huge red flag for when we were on prep, because that just signals that fatigue is so high that you're not able to perform at a high strength level. So today we're having her do somewhat of a, if you want to call it a D-volume session, credit to Jordan Peters on that, just reducing some of the number of sets that she's doing, so that way this training session won't dig such a hole, but she'll still get some good stimulus and take care of that, check that box off. And then hopefully by not giving so much fatigue on training, we can actually get you some good sleep. And GI got off a little bit, and I associate that with just fatigue as well and being part of the prep process, which looking at the diet when I had made her adjustment, I ended up pulling quite a bit of carbohydrate that was also fiber contributing. So that could be part of the issue too. So I did modify, she was doing cream of rice for a meal or second to last meal a day. So we added back in doing oats now. So I had some fiber adjustments, and just so you know, about a 3 to 4 gram fiber increase per day is about the rate you want to go at. Let someone adjust to that before going to any higher amounts. But that's where we're at for our status. So just now starting to pull body fat back down.
Yeah, doing the fun stuff.
Yeah, and today's session, before today's session, a prep question that y'all can answer below. I want to hear what y'all say. But Renee, what would you say if you had the option to prep? I'm going to change it for you though.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So you could only use whey protein as your protein source, any flavor. What are your favorite flavors for animal whey?
Oh,
2 flavors.
Really depends on my mood. I'm gonna do brownie batter and vanilla, just because I can do so much with them.
All right. Well, you can have brownie batter and vanilla, or you only prep on chicken.
Oh God.
Only whey or only chicken.
God, I love my whey. But then I think about how hungry I get in prep. Just for that fact, I think I have to say chicken. Because otherwise, if I just did whey, then I'd be starving, and then I'd be in a really bad mood all the time.
Yeah, I would pick chicken too, and I pretty much have done preps where I nearly am devoid of whey. I think these preps now, I almost have whey in every meal.
Well, yeah, same here. I did switch out my post-workout meal for chicken instead of whey, just because that meal, you know, I eat it and it just is like nothing.
And one thing that I've done along these preps, and we both do it, because we'll move some macros around, but it's still within like a strict food list. But there's some meals where we'll do like half chicken and half whey and take some of that whey and mix it into oats, and it makes our diet super enjoyable. So.
Or for my breakfast, I feel like that's my favorite, is I have eggs and then in my oatmeal I have some whey. So I get that sweet and then I get that savory, which is really fun.
So hunger's managed, but we also have some like enjoyment in our prep foods. So, but if I had to go, I'd just go chicken for the rationale of hunger management throughout prep. But anyway, today's session, so I am doing my upper back focused pull session. I rotate 2 pull sessions a week. Right now I'm training push and pull twice a week, and I have 1 lower body day. That's my focus, is really like trap, then also chest. So that's how that split's designed for me, and leg volume is pulled back quite a bit. So today I'm starting with more of an upper back focused row movement. Renee, of course, is doing legs.
Surprise, surprise.
And this is a glute.
Glute focus day, because I'm really trying to bring up my glutes.
Of course, wellness. It's all about ass, just glutes and that's it. So we'll dive into today's session, guys. Enjoy. Again, any questions or comments you have, just leave them below. We'll get back to you. All right, guys, so first exercise I'm doing, I use this Titan Fitness adjustable platform bench. It's badass because you can adjust the angle on it, so I can lay it almost parallel to the ground. Now I'll do an upper back row first. So this is just using dumbbells. I keep the arms not quite 90 degrees out, but they're maybe like 70 degrees out from the body. But the real focus here is just trying to get good scapula protraction, retraction, focusing on that lower, mid, upper trap area. Of course, some rear delts and teres major, but the big focus, first move of the day, is what I want to work on the most, which is upper back. So that's why I programmed that first. This one I'm working up, just build up my feeder sets and get up to 1 hard top set of about 10 reps. I'll stay with the same weight and hit it again for as many reps as I can get. This one's a little different, so once I fail doing the row, I go straight into a Kelso shrug. Because your rear delts, teres major, they'll fail out first, but your traps can still go. So I'll go straight into just protraction, retractions to keep putting more stimulus into the traps and, until they fail. So I'll hit like 10 reps and I'll do like 10 Kelso shrugs, and that'll complete my first set.
So I'm moving into my first my first and only work set of these for the day, since I'm only doing half volume of my compound lifts. I do a banded glute drive, which I really like doing this banded just because it keeps tension on my glutes through the entire range of motion. Rep range is 15 to 20 on these, and energy is still feels just super low, so I'm gonna do what I can for these, see what happens.
Right, so I got done my prone rows. I went up, did a 5% load jump on it, so from 90 to 95 pound dumbbells, which if you go off like Prilopine's chart, usually a 5% load increase can change to about a 2 rep difference. So you might go up 5% and drop down 2 reps. So for instance, my 90 pounds, last time I hit 12, 95 pounds I hit 10. So it kind of coordinates with what I would expect. But I think it's perfectly acceptable to zigzag back and forth between dumbbells until you're able to move up again. So like next week I go back to 90s and see if I could hit like an extra rep with them, then go back to 95s and keep zigzagging up and progress that way. But they felt just easy and light today. Like I feel strong today. I'm moving on to my my lat work now. So doing a prime fitness bar D handle pull down. So I like the D handles over the prime handles because I can strap in really well and have a good tight grip on them. Set up on these, lean back about 15 degrees. You don't want to come straight up on your pull downs because it makes the lat shorten and loads a lot of the scapula. So you want to stay lean back 15 degrees, and the focus on these is driving the elbow down to the hip and tucking that elbow in really tight. And so you want to set up your handles right at shoulder width. Last time I hit these, I did 210 for 12, so I feel strong. So I'm gonna go up to 220, and my rep range is 10 to 15, so I just want to land between that. So I did a warm-up set, a feeder set, so these will be now my 2 work sets that I go into.
I got one more rep for my glute drive than I did last time. So last time I did 320. Is that right? I swear I just looked at my logbook and I'm like, I can't even remember what I did. That's prep for you though.
That's why we have logbooks.
Yeah, that's why we have logbooks. Anyways, I think it was 320. Pretty sure it was 320 for 12 last time, and I got 13 this time. So I feel pretty good about that since I do feel kind of crappy today. I know that last video I said I felt crappy. I swear I don't feel like this all the time. I have my good days. You just keep catching me on my bad days. Now I'm moving into my belt squat, which I really like this belt squat because it takes any load off of my lower back. And this, I think this is only like my 3rd time doing the belt squat because we just got it in our gym. Oh yeah, I'm doing 1 set here. Rep range, I believe, is 15 to 20, 12 to 15. Rep range here is 12 to 15. Last time I can't remember what I did. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know what I did last time.
You can recap after.
What I need is my phone right in front of me is what I need. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
So on this day, since your other 2 days have like lower back loading, this day it's important to like you try to take everything off the back and just be glute focused.
What he said. So last time I did 230 for 16, but I got 16 reps on that, and my rep range is 12 to 15, so I'm going up in weight today. So I'm gonna do 270 and see where that takes me.
So got done with my barbell rows. That was my last compound movement. Hit that one excellent. Went up in weight, matched my reps. So now I go into some isolation work for traps and lats and rear delts. I'm already warmed up. I don't need feeder sets, so I do a lat pullover, a dumbbell shrug, and a rear pec deck fly. I go straight into these work sets, and I stay between 15 and 20 reps. So it's a lighter load, so I don't need all the feeder sets there. So I'll hit one set here, move on my dumbbell shrug and into my rear delt row. So just getting some extra stimulus isolation for those movements, and tie that together, then get on to biceps from there. Alright, so went up one rep. I don't like grabbing the handles in those because I feel like a lot of tricep kicks in and bothers my elbow. So I just leave my hands off of it. So it keeps a really natural position for my elbows to move. Control the eccentric and drive down fairly explosively to get full shoulder extension. But man, for a pullover, like, I think this one's the best for lats over standing cables or anything. Alright, so Renee did her belt squat, so that was her compound leg movement for the day, that and her glute drive.
I actually felt pretty strong on those two.
You go up a little bit?
I did.
Progression, see? So fatigue's...
I'll take it.
Fatigue's higher, but when it's really, really high, fatigue's that high, and you see drop off in your logbook, that's when you know, like, you're no longer giving a good stimulus to whole tissue. But anyway, after Renee's like compound squat movement for quad focus, glute focus, we do move more into some glute isolation work. So she does glute kickback machine, which you get a really good connection on.
Well, I get a great connection with those.
You notice one leg more than the other? Or?
Well, I start with my right leg because I feel like that's the glute that I was having a hard time contracting, is my right side. So I'll start with that side and get a really good connection with it.
And a common problem with a lot of us as bodybuilders is like our glute medius and piriformis is weak, and a lot of times our adductors overcompensate, and so it can really affect your squat, get knee pain from it. So we've learned like which side is like weaker. Like Renee's right side's an issue, my left side's an issue. So
yeah, yesterday I got a massage yesterday, and my right adductor was super tight, and that's kind of been the running theme for this prep is my right adductor gets pretty tight, and so I think when I'm posing it's hard for me to contract.
Hit your front pose.
Hit my front pose?
Yeah.
Oh.
And see, in her front pose, her right leg goes back, and so that adductor has to contract hard the whole time while she's pushing out on the opposite side. So there's like a compensation pattern happening there. Like it's constantly getting overworked. So I think that's why your right adductor is a lot tighter. It's just like the constant posing. It's something to keep in mind if you're like wellness or bikini, to train for those, to strengthen those discrepancies. So we'll start on the weak side, match the reps on the strong side, so you can catch those sides up. So now she moves into a Smith machine split squat, a unilateral pattern to one, address some of the discrepancies and weaknesses inside. She'll start with her weak side, match it with her strong side. The unilateral patterns, overall you won't use as much load, so it's not as taxing. So it's a way for us to get some extra quad and glute volume in without generating a lot of fatigue. So you're doing just one work, yeah, we're doing one work set of these today, right?
Are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so.
So our isolation work, we kept volume the same. We'll still count this as just doing one set. She normally does two.
Yeah.
So just keep it at one. Just one hard set, and rep range is close to 15, right?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah. So Then for me, I'm gonna go on to I said rear pec deck earlier, I'm not doing rear pec deck. I do a band pull apart, drop set. So I'll take a band, I'll hit like 12, 13 reps, drop to a weaker band, and then try to hit up to 20. So I've noticed like better rear delt contraction using the band over using a pec deck fly. Right, so I hit my 3 isolation movements. I actually progressed up on all of them. I try to progress when the adaptation is present, so not to get in a long rant here, but the idea of beating the logbook and just training harder to beat it is not the idea. You should have the adaptation present from your last training session and now have the ability to progress the logbook. So the logbook, it's more of an indicator if you have your program set up right, that you're able to create a stimulus and you adapt and you're stronger by the next session. And if you're not, well then you have to look at your recovery tools, or maybe you didn't give enough training, or maybe you did too much. And so it's more of a diagnostic tool. But anyway, recovery's been really good. So my sessions are programmed correctly to where I'm able to progress even despite being in prep. So it's really good setup right now. Last thing I do on my pull session is biceps. Biceps is a very strong point for me, so I just have a little bit of volume. So today I'll do 2 sets of dumbbell hammer curls, around 15 reps on both sets. My other pull day, I'll do a supinated curl, 2 sets there. So only 4 sets a week total for biceps, which isn't a lot at all. Again, it's more of a maintenance volume for me, and the priority is definitely on traps, and then secondarily lats for these pull sessions. So program based off your needs, off your weaknesses. Train body parts you don't need as much toward maintenance, and put more volume towards those areas that you do, and more quality towards those areas. So hit this movement, and that'll wrap up the pull session for the day. All right, that wrapped up our 5 weeks out training sessions. We came back home because we were like shot after the gym. We're like, oh yeah, we'll do this video recording after training. And we're like, no, we got to eat and like,
yeah, I got hangry and
and
I needed to eat.
So overall, I had a great training session. Like, took progressions on everything, whether it was load or reps. So everything's right where it should be for my training. Recoveries, I'm really happy with everything. Did a little bit of posing after training, and I think I probably need about maybe 6 pounds or so to pull down a little bit. But my conditioning is great right now. I still have glute lines are in, and lower back's really tight. Just probably coming back down to like 206, 207 will be a good place to be at. For your training, you still had some progressions with less volume, right?
Yeah, I had some progressions, which was really good considering how I felt. I think dropping the volume back was a good idea.
Yeah, we're even talking to like managing hunger. Like, her post-workout meal, it was like cream of rice.
I ate it and it was like
it was like going right through you.
Yeah, it's like I didn't eat anything.
So like, rice is great for bodybuilding. Like, we like it because we can handle high food volumes and it digests quickly, but at the same time on contest prep, man, it just digests so quick that you don't have the satiety, and can really drive up hunger a lot. So that's when we can switch to more fibrous carbohydrate sources, like doing oats, adding in more pumpkin or other vegetable sources that have some starch or have some fiber along with it. So
I think I'm just gonna do chicken and veggies and oatmeal for that.
Yeah.
For that meal.
No, I
just
think
a solid protein.
even my post-workout, like I've gotten off cream of rice, and now today I did 5 ounces of chicken, 100 grams of veggies, and I do a Thai rice noodle. So I'm still doing rice, but I still have like some vegetables and everything that slow down digestion a little bit, and I'm good hunger-wise. So, but that's our session. So Renee's already pulled down a little bit in food, so I think she'll keep progressing. We'll hold her there. For where I'm at, I'm going to monitor over these next 3 training days, because I think I'll keep pulling down. Ideally, by next week, I should hit around that 210 mark, and I'll just watch my progress and go. So appreciate all you guys leaving the comments last time.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
And the support. So this has been fun shooting these videos and doing it together. That's what we want to do. So
let us know if there's anything that you want to see.
Something else that you want to see besides just us training, food or anything. We're definitely open to it. Ask questions below, guys, and we'll talk to you next time.